we're here to bring you the most valuable insights straight to you. You're tuning in because, well, you want to get smarter faster, right? Without all the noise. And we're definitely here to help with that. Today, we're tackling a real heavyweight, a book that's had a huge impact, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. Okay, let's unpack this. Now, what makes this deep dive a bit different is our main source isn't actually the book itself, reading it page by page. Instead, we've got our hands on a really comprehensive and insightful review of Covey's work. So we're essentially extracting the absolute core ideas, the strengths, yeah, but also importantly, some of the weaknesses too, all distilled for you.
Right. And what's fascinating here is how this book, which came out way back in 1989, it wasn't just a bestseller. It genuinely shifted the landscape for self-help and leadership books. Covey's real genius, and the review really pulls this out, was blending these timeless principles, things like character, responsibility, discipline, with really practical advice, for both your personal life and your work life. He wasn't about quick fixes. His whole focus was on building these deep, lasting habits, working from the inside out, as he put it, not just, surface level changes. That
inside out idea, that really is the core philosophy, isn't it? The review we looked at really emphasizes how Covey breaks success down into two main stages. First, there's the private victory. It's all about mastering yourself, getting your own house in order, so to speak. And then building on that, you move to the public victory, which is where you learn to work effectively with other people. So yeah, we'll walk you through all 7 habits, pulling out the essence straight from our source material. We've all been there, right? Feeling like we're just reacting to things, not really in the driver's seat. That's exactly what Covey hits on with those first 3 habits, what he calls the private victory. Our review analysis really honed in on this. It's all about building that inner strength.
Exactly. And the review makes it super clear. Without that solid private victory, that internal sense of control and integrity, any attempt at the public victory, working well with others, it just becomes, fragile. It's like trying to build something sturdy on shaky ground.
Yeah.
You need that personal foundation first. And this whole journey starts with habit 1. Be proactive. Now, this isn't just, take some initiative. The review points out Covey's brilliance here is distinguishing between your circle of concern, like all the stuff you worry about, and your circle of influence, the things you can actually do something about. It really pushes you to focus your energy where it counts, instead of just spinning your wheels reacting to everything.
Yeah, that makes sense. Which then leads very naturally into habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. And this seems like it's much more than just, setting some goals. Our deep dive into the review, this habit is really about having a clear, ultimate vision for your life. What are your core values? What do you really want to achieve? It helps avoid what the review calls the ladder against the wrong wall problem. Climbing furiously, but ending up somewhere you didn't intend to go. So it ensures your day-to-day stuff actually lines up with your big picture. You're not just busy, you're genuinely productive towards what matters long-term.
Right. And then you get the practical side of that vision with habit 3. But first things first, this is where you actually prioritize based on importance, not just urgency. Real-time management focused on what truly matters. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But the review explores why it's still such a struggle for so many people. We get sucked in by the urgent stuff, the emails, the phone calls, instead of carving out time for the really important, but maybe not urgent right now, activities that move the needle.
Okay, so once you've kind of solidified that private victory, that internal strength, then you're ready for the public victory phase, engaging with others effectively. And that kicks off with habit 4. Think win-win. This habit is all about seeking mutual benefit, right? Moving past that idea that for me to win, you have to lose.
Exactly. And the review stresses it's not just about being nice. It's a fundamental shift from a scarcity mindset, thinking there's only so much pie to go around, to an abundance mindset, believing there's enough for everyone. The review mentions how Covey shows examples where people didn't just compromise, they actively looked for a third, better solution that benefited everyone involved.
That collaboration builds right into habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. This one comes up all the time. People say it's a total game changer.
It really is.
It's about empathetic listening, isn't it? Truly getting inside someone else's perspective before you try to get your own point across.
Our analysis of the review really highlighted how this just dramatically improves communication. It cuts down on so much conflict. It's incredibly practical, in basically any relationship, personal, work, you name it.
And when you have that kind of deep understanding, that mutual respect, well, then you can achieve habit 6, synergize. This is about combining different people's strengths through real teamwork, open-mindedness.
Yeah, and the review explains synergy isn't just cooperation. It's like 1 plus 1 equals 3 or 10 or 100. It's creating those third alternatives, completely new, innovative solutions that nobody would have thought of alone. It really champions valuing differences, seeing them as strengths, not problems. The whole is genuinely greater than the sum of its parts.
Right. It's not just adding things up, it's multiplying.
Exactly. And then finally, the habit that kind of holds it all together, makes it sustainable, is habit 7, sharpen the saw. This is the self-renewal habit, regularly investing in yourself across 4 key areas: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. The review really underscores that this isn't a luxury. It's essential for long-term effectiveness. You have to maintain the asset, which is you.
It's the habit that fuels all the others, really, a continuous investment. So looking at the big picture, the review we studied points out some major strengths explaining why this book has lasted so long. It gets praised consistently for being, well, deeply practical, but also profoundly principle-centered. It's not just raw motivation. It gives you solid, universal principles.
Timeless stuff.
Exactly. What really came through in the source material is how these lessons apply just as much at home as they do in the office. And crucially, the review highlights how it helps shift your thinking away from looking for quick fixes towards building those sustainable, lifelong habits.
Yeah, absolutely. But, our source, the review, it's balanced. And it doesn't just sing praises. It also points out some areas where maybe the book feels its age or presents challenges. For instance, the review notes that while the principles are timeless, some of the specific examples Covey used back in '89, particularly business scenarios, they can feel a bit dated now. Might make it slightly harder for some readers today to connect immediately.
Okay, a bit less relatable, perhaps.
Possibly. And the other thing the review mentions is for someone totally new to this kind of self-help or personal development, the sheer density of the theory might feel a bit overwhelming at first, especially compared to maybe some more modern books that rely heavily on, say, storytelling or anecdotes.
Right. It demands a bit more effort, maybe.
It can, yeah. It's
Yeah.
substantial.
So what does this all mean? Well, putting it all together, The 7 Habits really stands as a life-changing classic. It goes way beyond just productivity tips. It's aiming to fundamentally reshape how you think, how you act, how you interact with the world. And its power lies in its applicability everywhere, personal life, professional life. It offers a genuine framework for real transformation.
Yeah. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the book fundamentally pushes for that shift, from constantly searching for the next quick fix to actually cultivating habits that last a lifetime. And the review strongly suggests this isn't a book you just blaze through. It really benefits from being read slowly. You need to reflect, practice, let the ideas sink in, and integrate into how you actually live.
That makes sense. It's not a weekend read. It's more of a lifelong companion.